Hey everybody, it's your buddy Zen. It's time for another timeless pick a card reading, where in this video we're going to be looking into the Scorpio New Moon that's coming up here on November 13th. Now, regardless of when you watch this, you can still watch for readings and for messages from Spirit because it is timeless, but the energy that follows the video does have to do with this Scorpio New Moon. Now, around a new moon, we actually get new moon wishes, which is we get 10 of them. And the most powerful way you can use them is you can always use any wishes, but if you actually form the wishes around the subject, the characteristics that are ruled by the sign of Scorpio, then they're even more powerful. I'm going to throw up a screen right now that shows all of the Scorpio characteristics, or a lot of them, so you can kind of see which kind of areas of your life that you can zero in with those. So that is really cool. And then also, the most powerful time that you can use the new moon wish energy is within 8 hours after the Scorpio new moon. So when you use those energies and you use those wishes, formulate them that way, and even in the way of gratitude. Like, I'm grateful for, the release or the, clarification around this area of my life. Make it a gratitude, and that even adds more zing to the wishes that come in with all of that. So use that new moon wishes as you would like. And for this video, though, we're going to be asking Spirit around the Scorpio energy, what intensity to be aware of in your life, and what advice they have on calming that intense energy. And if you're enjoying these videos, if you want to give the video a thumbs up, that does help the channel grow, and you're part of the Love Tsunami. And there's a couple things you can do too. If you like the video, if you share the video with others, commenting on the video, subscribing to the channel, or even becoming a YouTube member of my channel, doing all those things makes the YouTube algorithm soupy, giddy, happy, excited that it wants to share these videos with others as well. So if you're enjoying these videos, and doing any of those things does help, and I'm grateful for any of that. And if you do subscribe to the channel and you go in and select all, then for your settings of notification, you're also notified when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. I go on several times during the week, usually on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, to provide free readings. So it's a win-win-win-win. All right, everybody. Well, you're going to have a choice between 3 different pick-a-cards. You can choose from as many of these as you want. All the timestamps are listed in the description box down below, so you can jump forward to one if you would like. But I'm going to start with number 1 right now. If you chose reading number 1, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling from these energy oracle cards to see what intense energy does Spirit want you to be aware of around this. And you can even use your new moon wishes that we talked about to help transform them. So let's take a look. All right. Well, this is the one right off the bat here. And let's see what we've got here. We've got the Thinking Woman, card number 47. And we'll put that right up here at the top. And let's see what energy that brings in here. What is happening in your life here? So you have this intense energy. This is about a female of wisdom or understanding, or a feminine energy. And it says this card does show a woman holding a book standing before a staircase, ready to lead you to higher understanding. And this woman could be a friend who helps you press and understand your feelings, or she could be a teacher brought to your life at this time to take you in a new direction. Could also be a new love interest with a woman who is thoughtful, conscious, and aware. Or like the thinking man, the card could represent a side of yourself that's ready to blossom and bring clarity and assistance to the world. If so, find your voice and let your wisdom shine. The affirmation for the card is, I open my mind and my heart to my own inner wisdom. I am thoughtful, focused, and clear. So the energy that's coming through here for me is this intensity around not having your voice. And it's, we have all these thoughts, these beliefs, these mindsets that can restrict us and make us feel small and not feel comfortable voicing ourselves, our words. I feel like very much here, swords energy of the tarot, which we'll get to in a moment here. But there is this release, this changing of thought and belief and mindset. So this intense energy is this limiting beliefs, these limiting, it's like the fears of speaking out and the fears of sharing your truth, your capital T truth, because there could have been like conflict before in communication, and sharing your small t truths, which we all have, which are rooted in the opinions of the past that were given to us and we took it on our own. The small t truths are rooted in fears of losing conditional love, fears of failure, fears of rejection, whereas your capital T truths are those that are more of your higher heart, all this green, your heart chakra, sharing your heart, right? So I like this awareness that's coming in here, and we're going to get some advice on calming this energy and transforming this intense energy, because I feel like you've been quiet for so long you just want to burst forward, right? So we're going to pull from the Oracle of the Seven Energies and get some more clarity on this energy. So what else would you like us to know about this speaking the truth and speaking out? Oh, the Rose's Kiss. Card number 9. I'm just going to zero in here a little bit so you can see that beautiful ladybug. We're going to put that right next to it over here. And let's see what energy this brings in. How does this help you with this energy of voicing your heart, right? So this is energy of joy and experiencing pleasure, deep satisfaction and enjoyment, desires acknowledged, and your 5 sensory reality. So it says, take a deep breath and center on the feeling of joy. Can you allow your senses to awaken and connect with your innate desire to experience all life has to offer? Pleasure is part of life, so let yourself surrender to it today. Our modern times often present a false ideal of how we're meant to experience the world. Connections are lost and distorted by over-reliance on technology. Just look around and see how few people actually maintain eye contact or engage in conversation. Instead of tapping away at a screen, pause and consider how you can make more intimate contact. Connecting with nature, enjoying the sensual pleasures of sex, and or being aware of the sensations of taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound may be important right now. How do your sheets feel? Can you reach out and feel the heat and softness of your companion animal nested beside you? Be present to another person, see them, and let yourself be seen. Your 5 senses are aching to be engaged right now. And this is an invitation to get out of your head and into your body. I was going to say that too, this thinking, getting out of our head and experiencing life, allowing ourselves to experience life. You may be a spiritual and intelligent being, but right now the emphasis should be on having a sensory experience. This is a sacred part of this gift of life, and by being present to the sensual world, you invite an even deeper spiritual experience. Amazing, isn't it? Perhaps it really is time to stop and kiss the roses. Yeah, instead of stop and smell the roses, it's stop and kiss the roses. So sensory experience, and I like this, it's what's been holding you back and expressing yourself, all these limiting thoughts and beliefs. No, you can't feel that, you can't experience that. This is this freedom that's coming in. And then we're also going to pull here from the Law of Positivism Healing Oracle. And let's see what else they would like to advice to give you on how you can transform that. All right, here we go. And you've got Life is a Dream Within a Dream, card number 49. I'm just going to zero in a little bit here so you can see this beautiful card. We're going to put that here. You have 47 and then 49. All right, let's see what we got here. So what is the difference between the awake and dream states? When you're dreaming, do you have any recollection of this reality? Is either of these realms more real than the other? We exist in different realities, timelines, and dimensions simultaneously, and our so-called dream state is just another form of existence. Our dreams and sleep state allow us to enter space and time beyond the limitations of this physical experience. The transcendence is so crucial that both animals and humans do this naturally as part of our soul path here. Not only is the dream state another form of existence, but it also merges with the beingness of this current reality. Therefore, in our dreams, we can connect with our higher self, other beings, other people's higher selves, and other worlds. These dreams can entail everything that exists in this reality and also goes beyond the framework of the earthly world. There are no limitations, and it is an expansive place to be. Through our dreams, we can find healing, guidance, and support. Talks about dream work here, which is, the limiting thoughts and beliefs of the mind thinks this is the only reality, right? And that's when we get caught up and feel limited and powerless. But when we realize this is just one little dimension out of so many that we're living right now simultaneously, then it allows us to go beyond this limited feeling. And it's one of the things we come here to experience is what it might feel like to feel limited and powerless. But as we change those thoughts and beliefs, then we can experience this life in a whole new way. So dream work, it says, to connect deeper to your dreams, you need to make sure to prioritize your sleep and get enough hours of sleep to enter in and out of dreams and deep sleep. Be intentional and state to yourself and the universe that you are ready to do dream work. And then set the intention before you fall asleep to receive guidance of any kind through your dreams. 3 is journal every morning on your dreams and include as many details as possible. And then 4, start weaving the dreams together and see if there are patterns after a few weeks or months. I like that. So allowing this dream time helps you get out of your head and into a bigger experience. There's links here on the card that represents clairvoyance, and the moon, of course, represents dreams, and the magnolia here is innocence and purity. So I love this energy. A couple of things, get into the sensory and experiencing this journey here in the human world, but also stepping out into the dream world, but getting out of our head and being able to express our dreams, living our dreams, dreaming our dreams, and then also enjoying this physical world. Right. And then we're going to pull here from the Arcanus Animal Tarot. And let's take a look here and see what your final messages they have here for you for this Scorpio New Moon. All right. And then one from the bottom, we're going to put it over here. This is like an unknown thing to point out. And I'm just going to scooch these up here. We're going to start with this one, though. And we do have the Strength card. And the Strength card is great. This is, the lion represents like our human side, and the little infinity symbol, or there's normally a maiden on the card, represents our higher self. So this is, like we were talking about, we get to experience life in a different way. The Strength card tells us that, the lion, like all of us, our human side is told, whoops, I guess we're kind of off the screen here. Let me just move these over. Get in alignment here. But we have like this energy of look outside of yourself for your worth, right? We get all these limiting thoughts and beliefs. We're supposed to look into our relationships with people, situations like jobs and education, and things like our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions. But all of those things are unstable and they don't fill us up. And so the lion ends up being a roaring lion. It's hangry, it's hungry, angry, and it wants to fill itself up, but the outside world isn't filling it up. And so eventually it's roaring so much our higher self comes down. In the beginning, the lion is not aware of its higher self. It thinks that it's just here on its own, living just this experience. But when our higher self comes down and goes, ta-da, here I am, it doesn't try to destroy our ego, cage the lion. It doesn't try to kill the lion or try to manipulate it and train it like they do in the circus with the whips and chairs and all that. It knows that what the lion is searching for is unconditional love from above. And it just so happens our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love that fulfills it. So it doesn't destroy the ego, it completes it. And then once the lion is aware of the higher self, they join hand and paw and they walk together, experiencing life in a completely different way. So there is this energy here of connecting outside of this world and realizing we're so much more than the character we're playing. We are this powerful, eternal actor behind that character as well. So there is this waking up here. Yeah, here's the Ace of Swords. So I talked about this is like swords. Ace of Swords allows you, it empowers you to connect to the capital T truths of the upper world that's rooted in unconditional love, and allows you to cut away these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets, the small T truths that are rooted in the fears. So here is confirmation that you have the tools to be able to, as you're connecting to your higher self here, to release that. It allows you the freedom to experience all the sensory experiences here in this world, because we don't have these limitations. All these beliefs about, no, you can't feel that, you can't experience that, you can't do that. It allows you this, like I said, freedom to be able to experience those things. And also, as you connect more to your higher self, your subconscious in your dream world becomes a great place for them to strongly communicate and make themselves present to all these beings on the other side. And you have the Five of Cups. So here's the transformation, letting go. Usually there's 3 cups that are spilt, which are the lower vibrational energies, and we step into our power of choice with the Two of Cups. That's usually behind the person, which shows that it doesn't matter what happens in the outside world. There's no right or wrong. There's just different experiences, and where every moment is either of lower vibrational fear or higher vibrational unconditional love, and there's no right or wrong. It brings us different experiences. When we focus on the lower vibrational emotions and thoughts, we have lower vibrational experiences of fear. When we focus on gratitude and unconditional love and joy and all that, then we experience things that match up to that. We draw that into our lives instead of the other. So I love this transformation of your emotional power of choice, because we're getting out of our head and into our heart. And when we're in our heart, we're afraid, well, I don't want to experience those lower vibrational emotions, but we have the choice to choose differently. So you're not out of control of that. And if that's been what's holding you back to wanting to open your heart more, stepping into the power of emotional choice will be significant for you. Yeah, because then the Six of Cups comes, which is balancing of your emotions that comes in. So I like that that's right after here. And it does allow you to, even with this power of choice, go back and transform some old emotional beliefs. When the human is in fight or flight mode, when we're in fear, when our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, it knocks out our intelligent side of us, the compassionate, loving side of us, and a little 2-year-old and its pet cat, here's the pet cat, are in control. and it just wants to do whatever it needs to do to feel safe and in control again. So if you experienced emotion, you have emotional memories of, you're interacting with someone, we've got this energy of, we defined ourselves by their actions, and, they acted out of fear, not love, because if it was an unconditionally loving emotion, we're like, woohoo, right? But usually the ones that we remember and are very aware of are the painful ones, which mean that there was fearful things people were doing, stupid, unintelligent, unloving, uncompassionate things that had nothing to do with us. We just happened to get the expression of that. And we took that on to mean, right? We created a thought around it that this means something about us. But this is transformation. When we realize, oh, wow, they were just acting out of fear. And then I probably was acting out of fear. And then the both of us were acting out of fear. And I used all that experience to define me. And you're undefining yourself by those things and transforming those emotions, which also helps you step out of this restricting, limiting, fearful, energies too. So I love that. And then your final message, what's going on below the surface here? Yeah, here it is, the Chariot. The power of choice card, movement and victory, but it is the power of choice card, which tells us that every moment, like we're talking about here, every moment we get to decide what story with our mind we put to each place, what emotion we want to experience as we're going through it, what energy we're investing in growing, and then also the what physical actions we're going to take. So the Chariot card tells us that, we're given a lot of opinion, as we talked about, those supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's and musts of life. That when that happens, this is what we're supposed to think and supposed to feel and supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't mean we have to. We are the ones that choose. And in the beginning, it's like, what? But it doesn't feel like I'm choosing. It just, this happens, and this is what I think and feel and what I kind of instinctually, reactively do. And it's because those opinions we were given when we were young, we were all children, we don't know any better, we're just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. We take all these opinions on as our own, and then it becomes our habit to think this way, feel this way, whatever. When something happens, the specific things happen, right? And then it becomes our reaction. It's just automatic, and because it happens so fast, it doesn't feel like a choice. It's just a reaction, like we said. But when we slow down time, we take a deep breath, and usually it starts us looking back at a situation and going, that's not what I wanted to feel about that, or that's not the story I want to put to it. Then we adjust it. Then it happens again, and eventually, while it's happening, we readjust it, and then eventually, before it happens, we adjust it, and it goes a whole different direction than our old reaction. We change our habits of what something means, and then we don't feel like we're on an out-of-control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode, because when we're taught that when whatever comes next controls how I think and feel and actions and intentions and all that energy, then I do feel like a puppet being controlled, with strings. But when we realize I get to choose, no matter what comes next, I get to choose what it means, how I feel, what I'm going to do in my energy, then you get your power back, and you're not so afraid of the future either. So I love this energy coming in here. There is this getting out of your mind and into your experiences and sharing and communicating your dreams, your wishes, your desires, not feeling like they're right or wrong, because they're things that you're wanting and you get to choose through all of this. And so very empowering time for you with this wonderful Scorpio new moon. And that, for all of you that chose reading number 1, that's the message that they have for you right now. If you chose reading number 2, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off with these energy oracle cards, just to find out the area where the intense energy is. And then we will dive in deeper, of course. So one more time there. All right. So for those that chose reading number 2, what is the intense energy that you want to know about here? All right. I do feel like it's this one on the top here. Just make some space over there. All right. We got the second chakra with Archangel Ariel. The second chakra is the sacral chakra, the orange. That really has to do with our relation to the other. The root chakra is like a relationship to tribes or the world. Sacral's one-on-one. And then the solar plexus is the relationship to ourself. And so the intense energy that's coming in here definitely has to do with our interactions with other, intimacy and creativity. And it says the second chakra vibrates in the energy of the beautiful angel Ariel. And she sends a bright orange energy promoting inspired creativity and greater comfort with intimacy. And when this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. So let yourself reach into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. This also is a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. The affirmation for this card says, "My second chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. I am creative and self-nurturing, more and more comfortable with the gentle ways of intimacy coming my way." And so that's perfect. So this intense energy is that you are feeling this frustration of not expressing yourself, not being able to be intimate. And that doesn't mean just sexually, but it means heart-wise, emotionally, and even like physically hanging around with people. You might feel a bit isolated, some of you. And it's interesting, the first reading from reading number 1 had to do a little bit around this too. So if you actually were thinking, well, 1 or 2, and you didn't listen to 1, you might go back and listen to number 1 as well, because there is some getting out of your mind and into your senses in your body. From the first one, this is about expressing this intimacy, expressing your creativity and letting a side of yourself out here too, both self-nurturing and nurturing to others. So interesting, because Scorpio energy is a water moon, and so it does have a lot to do with emotion and sensuality with Scorpio. So it's perfect how these first 2 readings have that intertwined within it. So we'll look at advice here. We got the Oracle of the 7 energies, and we'll take a look here and see what advice do they have around this expressing your creativity and your sensuality, the intimacy coming in here. Right, they do want that one here. And we've got the Royal You, card number 16. Beautiful. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here so you can see it a little more clearly. We're going to put that over here. And let's see what advice they give you here that can help you with this. This is the energy of sovereignty, responsibility, self-confidence, self-rule, ownership of your feelings and actions, a quiet sense of empowerment, being self-aware, not allowing outside influences out of alignment with your truth. So again, this confidence in expressing your creativity in yourself and the nurturing you're desiring. And it says, do you know what it means to express personal sovereignty in your life? It's about how you hold to your inner sense of worth and integrity, secure in your belief that you have a unique purpose. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, and that nothing outside of you can challenge your authentic self, the hard-won seat of awareness that you have earned. You are the ruler of your mind, and you're being invited now to consider what discipline you need to apply to your thoughts. Are they consistent with the values and beauty you intend for your life? It is important now to keep your focus on what is right and good for you as well as others. Challenges in your life at this time, no matter how large or small, must be met with a measured response. If life sends you a challenge, you can speak up and set your boundaries with grace and surety. Calm, intelligent leadership is called for now. Sovereigns know when to plan their battles, so stay out of unnecessary skirmishes and strategically wield your personal power. Now is the time to lead from the heart, from your authenticity and integrity. Hold your head high and know your worth. That is the mark of a true sovereign. Yeah, and so this nurturing, the self-nurturing, the self-empowerment, and realizing what it is you want and not sacrificing yourself for everyone else. It is a time of self-expression and, overcoming those fears and those limitations. Kind of like reading number 1 mentioned kind of this interaction as well. So again, if you were drawn to number 1, or if it resonates with you, check out number 1 too. All right, and then we're going to look at the Law of Positivism Healing Oracle. See what other advice to help calm this energy and transform this energy and allow you to flow and let this out so it doesn't feel so intense. All right, so what else? All right, for those that chose reading number 2. So what we got here. And you've got, I take the path of love and devotion. Card number 27. Beautiful card there. Again, I'll zoom in a little bit. All right. And let's see what we've got coming in here. It says, the path of the heart is direct and easeful, creating a direct communion with the divine and life. Living in devotion is giving everything up to God and letting the love flow seamlessly between and within you. Devotion is love, and love is devotion. So when in the state of devotion, any little thing we do it for a higher cause. And it says, when you live in devotion, all you do is created from and through the heart. To live in devotion is to release the ego, the fruits of your actions, and the need to control outcomes. When residing in devotion to yourself, others, and the divine, you fill your heart with love that is always present. What is devotion to you? How can you be and live more devotionally? It is said that devotion is the fastest way to enlightenment and connection to the Creator. This is why chanting, singing, and playing instruments are devotional practices. When it comes from a place of unconditional love and trust, it is healing and enlightening. Devotional practices you can do. You create daily and weekly rituals that connect you with your heart and the divine. For example, they give you 4. 1 is write devotional words, text, and poems to the divine from your heart. And this creates a direct and loving relation to the divine. 2 is chant, sing, dance, and move in devotion, giving your energy to the highest of highest. Number 3, devote your cooking, plant care, and other daily routines you do to something higher. And lastly, visit sacred places and nature and connect with the divine essences. And if you're not able to visit sacred places on your own limitations of finances or moving, once a month I have part of these weekly pick-a-cards. We do a pilgrimage meditation where we go visit a sacred site and through meditation. And so if you're interested, there is a playlist for that, which should be listed in the description box of the video. Now the symbols of this, the hibiscus on here represents the divine feminine, and the dahlia represents unity. So I love this energy coming in here, this devotion to your heart and allowing your heart to have a say-so, which is really what I feel in here is connecting to the royal divine you. And, Archangel Ariel can help you with all of this as well. All right. And then we're going to use these Arcanus Animal Tarot, if I'm saying that right. And we'll see what their final messages are for you regarding this energy. All right. So what else for those that chose reading number 2, please? All right. So they do want that one, and they wanted that one, and they did want this one here. They do want this one here. And then on the bottom of the deck, it's going to be something special and like what's unseen and below the surface. So we'll start with this one over here. And you got the 3 of Cups. And I love this. 3 of Cups is joy. It did talk about choose joy, 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 joy. And the 3 of Cups also has a special meaning that represents, for me, it's your spiritual posse. And you got all these 3s and these 6s, and this adds up to 9. 3, 6, and 9, if you ever look up that significance of that, there is this formation, this design with those numbers, and that's standing out here too. But the 3 of Cups does represent like your spiritual entourage, your guardian angel, your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, ancestors, whatever beings of unconditional love and light are for you. This represents them saying that you're never alone. They're with you. They'll be with you and help you on this journey and expressing yourself and as well. It also represents getting to know your tribe, in that, especially when it talked about with this, the other being this sacral chakra, it does mean that this is a time of expanding or getting to know. And even if it's just 2 best friends, it's like this special tribe where you just feel very connected, and this opening up to that. If you've been having a wall up now, like we talked about isolation, now is a time that you have a great opportunity to be vulnerable, to open your heart, to step forward, and you will find your tribe here too. I love that. And you have the Hierophant. Yeah, so the Hierophant is being drawn by your higher self here. So there's definitely this self-care, this self-nurturing energy that was coming in here is your higher self and your spiritual posse. And you got a lot of spiritualness here pulling you upward into a self-love that allows you to express yourself in a more true way. Capital T, truth of who you really are, what you truly want in life, what direction you truly want to go. So it is a time of clarity that's coming in here, as well. Again, this path of devotion. What do you want to devote your life to? And I like that. King of Pentacles. So very much this journey, the King of Pentacles teaches us about this Ace of Coins, which is about looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And so there is this, again, with all this clarity and this power and stepping into the royal you, remembering who you truly are, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being, and that the outside world doesn't define you, and you find the definition. Here's the royal you that's right here. You're seeing that you are royalty, and in charge, have so much more power over your life than you had realized. You're not at the whim of everyone else. And that is mentioned in reading number 1. Again, I feel like they're nudging you that way. Yeah, and here you are, the Knight of Cups. This is the pursuit of higher love. All knights have a quest. This knight is in quest for the Holy Grail here. And that Holy Grail, the chalice, is who we become as we turn upward and we become the chalice that this beautiful love from above comes down, fills us up, and flows out to the world. So I like this beautiful energy coming in here, this draw with all of this, of turning inward and upward and connecting first to this wonderful, group, the spirit, creator, all of your posse, your higher self, and then that flows out and allows you to draw to you your tribe that's more in alignment with who you are. So I love this energy coming in. And then, yeah, you have the Strength card. Yeah, this came out in the first reading too. So definitely I would check out reading number 1, because here's our human self is the lion, and usually there's a maiden, but the infinity symbol represents our higher self. And so this is this lovely connection between our human and our higher self, where we realize we're so much more than the human. Where this lion is the character we're playing, like in The Wizard of Oz, right? I'm playing the lion, but really the actor behind that character is someone completely different. And same with us. The actor behind this character is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who's made of unconditional love. And that is the beautiful bond that comes together. And when we start off like our journey just knowing our humanness, our ego, our human adventure, and then we become aware, I'm a spirit being too. And at first we might battle where we are told that our spirit is supposed to destroy our ego, but it doesn't. It's not designed that way. It's a part of us. We complete our ego, and then we walk hand in hand together, experiencing life in a completely different way. So I'm loving this adventure for you, really this expression of your passion, your heart, allowing yourself to feel the intimacy of romance, of true friendships, and connection to the higher realm. So I'm loving this energy for this new moon for you, and that's what they have for you right now. If you chose reading number 3, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off pulling from these energy oracle cards just to see where this intense energy is. And then we'll get some advice from Spirit on what we can do with that. How we can calm it, release it, transform it, flow through it, whatever. All right. So let's take a look here. For those that chose reading number 3, what spicy energy do we want to know here? All right, we got this one here. And you got Blossoming Abundance, card number 3. So here you go, 3s with your special number 3 there. And I'm just going to zero in a little bit so you can see some of that detail in this beautiful card. All right, I'm going to put that right here. And let's see what this is telling us. Where is this intense energy? So this is increasing wealth and value. And this card shows a beautiful golden garden in the springtime with coins and new flowers blossoming all around. They even hang like fruit on the tree above. Upright, this card signals a new increase in wealth, possibly in a dramatic and unexpected way. And be aware that you sow the seeds of your own wealth and prosperity, much like a gardener works the ground and begins to see blooming results take hold. This card indicates that the universe is blessing you and helping the fruits of your labor to blossom. So smell the flowers and tend to the new growth. Be grateful and enjoy. And the affirmation is abundant wealth blossoms all around you. I see the value in your everyday life. Wow. So this it does have about value. And so where this energy is coming in here, this intense energy has to do with feeling like you can't express who you are and express yourself. And that's why it's feeling intense, because it's like you're outgrowing your skin. And when, when our fear outweighs the ugly feeling of us not being our true, authentic selves and being able to express ourselves, we stay small, we stay with our light dimmed, we shrink, right? But when that ugly feeling of not being ourself outweighs our fears, that's when we just explode out of it and go, I gotta be me. And that's what I feel is coming up here, this intensity that's here. So we're also going to pull here from the Oracle of the 7 energies, and we'll see what advice Spirit has here on what we can do about this shrinking, this dimming of your light here. So what advice do you have for those that chose, well, right, reading number 3. And this is the one right here. And you've got the land between. I like it. So you're right here in the middle from being shrinking to stepping into your power of who you are. Even with 40, 4 plus 0 is 4, so that's the next step. But the in-between energy that's here, and being comfortable with the process here. But let's take a look and see what energies this is all about. So this is being between worlds, learning to be okay while at the threshold of what was and what will be. A time of waiting and evolving, gray areas, something essential yet still in development, and the metamorphosis. Yeah. You're in a process of change. You know that you were called to it and can no longer be who you were, but you aren't sure what the next experience of your life will be. You are in between what was and what could be in a pupal, P-U-P-A-L stage, like during the metamorphosis of the caterpillar into the butterfly. However, you can't just skip the messy parts. You have to endure the unknown and uncomfortable as you reinvent yourself. Yeah, perfect. The thing is, you're not quite there yet. You have one foot in the past, even if you're ready to shed that version of yourself and become something new. You must start redefining who you are in the context of whatever question you have. What do you believe is possible when you get to the next place, when you really let yourself shine? Can you explore this stage of your evolution to get to know yourself better? The process in between worlds is where things get really interesting. You learn how to manage your fear, how to stay present in the now, how to see in the dark. You absorb the lessons offered to you with grace because you can't go any faster. This is a real test of emotional fortitude, patience, trust, and humility. And once you've made this no man's land your home, it will be part of you, and then whatever was set in motion comes to life. This is what you've been waiting for. And when you look back, you will grow to love the place in between, for that is where you were reborn. Wow, perfect for all this coming in here. This blossoming of you and being able to, emerge as this butterfly. And I like this, this patience and knowing that part of this uncomfortability and the tightness is the butterfly. When it gets bigger and bigger, it wants to struggle to get out of the cocoon. But it's the struggling to get out of the cocoon that gives the butterfly the wing muscles to be able to use the wings and to flutter and to go great distances. If anyone cuts the butterfly out of the chrysalis or the cocoon before it's has done that, then it doesn't have the strength of the butterfly wings to use them, and they'll never fly. And that's an amazing thing, right? So the struggle and the going through here is where you are reborn, and it gives you the strength to fly. I love it. And then we're going to pull from the Law of Positivism Healing Oracle. And we'll see what other advice that spirit has. All right. So let's take a look here. What else for those that chose reading number 3 in this beautiful transformation? It's like watch a butterfly come flying out of here. And you got card number 22, master number. I feel safe and grounded. I'm just going to zero in here, so you can just see this beautiful artistry here. Right, and we'll put that right here. So another 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. And let's see here. So it says, remember that you are here to be fully embodied and always carried and held by Mother Earth. Not only are you living on Earth, but you are also the planet itself with all of the fibers of your body. As the rivers flow, so does your blood through your veins, and what is without you is within you. And when you find your connection to her, you feel the safe and nurturing womb that is. Again, the womb, the cocoon, right? When we are engaged in a lot of mental activity, yang energy, and being in a state of constantly doing and becoming, we forget that we are embodied and start feeling detached. This ungrounded sensation can manifest as anxiety, fears, insomnia, and/or a sense of purposelessness. It is a miracle to have a body and to live in this human shape for the time that we are here. Always know that the divine has birthed you to nurture and protect you, as your body is the vessel of your soul. Repeat to yourself, I am safe and grounded, daily, especially if you feel detached. Some grounding practices that you can do in this beautiful grounding, it's Pentacles energy, says not only do the following practices heal you emotionally, but they rebalance your body to its natural state of being, rootedness, and embodiment. You can practice the following daily or weekly to continue connecting with your body and the earth. 1 is eating root vegetables. 2, walking barefoot on the earth. 3, swimming in the ocean or a lake. 4, imagining your roots growing into the ground and its core. 5, walking in nature and bathing in the trees, plants, and sounds. And lastly, dancing and stamping your feet. I love that. The deer here represents gentleness, the dahlia represents kindness, and the snake that's in here represents grounding energy. And I like this overall, this intensity is this feeling of bursting. I'm not able to be myself, and maybe a little fear of, I don't know who I am, but I know what I don't want to be, moving from the past into the future, one foot. But there's this grounding and this centering, knowing that you belong, and that all this embodiment that you are stepping into, embodying who you truly are, not who you've been told you were supposed to be. Right. And then we're going to pull from the Arcanus Animal Tarot to get your final messages. Let's take a look here. And one more time. All right. So what are your final messages here? For those that chose. Whoa. Okay. So you definitely have that one here. And then I feel like you got that one, that one, and then one from the bottom for a hidden message. So we'll just scooch these together, and we will start with this one here. And you got the 4 of Cups. So emotional stability. And I do love this because what we're realizing with the 3 cups of the outside world, those things haven't fulfilled us. And so this 4th cup being added is the Ace of Cups, which is your true heart. It's what connects you. It's the chalice, the Holy Grail, our true. It's the trueness of who we are. And I don't know why they're bringing this in, but it's like the Kabbalah or the Kabbalah, however you want to pronounce it. But they talk about that one of the main reasons we were created as beings is because the Creator wanted to know what it felt like to give. And so we become these chalices, and one of our sole purposes is to receive from the Creator. And I like this. I just feel like there's this abundance that comes in here, this being open to being this receptor of the Creator and the blessings that they want to bring to us. And I like that stability that comes in. Again, another 4. 4, 4, 4, 4s. Let's see what else we got here. 5 of Swords. Yeah, the 5 of Swords. Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, and the 5 of Swords represents that there's this conflict that we have inside, and it's usually between our head and our heart. The conflict between what we think we're supposed to be and who we really want to be, and that gets worked out. Eventually, it becomes too much. We just can't stand it anymore, and the fears, like I said, get outweighed by that feeling, and then that's when this transformation happens in your life. So I like that energy coming in, because there's this acceptance. There's this clarity that comes in about who you really are. And I know when I was in my early 20s, I had one of my first big ahas was I was trying to be who I thought everyone else wanted me to be, and I just couldn't stand it anymore. And it's like you have this table full of identity of who you think you're supposed to be, and you just don't want any of it. And so you just clear off the table, and then you start, you feel empty, and it's a little scary because you just feel like you're nothing for a moment. But then you start putting back on only what you want to be, and you start defining yourself. And I kind of feel like that's the kind of energy that you're going through or will be going through. Yeah. But ultimately, 10 of Cups, you fill up and overflow. And that's what happens when you allow yourself to become that chalice, when you allow yourself to be that fullness. Because when we're trying to fill our cup up with the stuff of the outside world, relationships, situations, and things, it doesn't fill us up. It can't. The only thing that fills us up is that unconditional eternal love from above when we become that chalice. And then when we fill up and overflows, our life feels the fullest that it ever has and ever can be with that. So I love this, I just can't stand it anymore. I've got to be myself. And when you do that and you allow yourself to fill up, you do have this fullness of life that comes in here. Yeah, King of Wands, you rule your world, you step into your royalty here. The King of Wands, they are very fiery, but they also have air. All the kings have a second portion of air, so there's this balance of passion and mind. But it's like an entrepreneur energy or the emperor energy, where they look at all of the advice, everything that they've been told that they were supposed to be. And there's this clearing that comes with it all, because the king or the emperor has a lot of people blah 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 in their ears, and they're like, all right, I got a lot of opinion, but now everyone clear the throne room. I'm going to decide for my life what I'm going to do, who I'm going to be. Aries energy of the emperor is coming in here, which is new passion, new desire, new putting form around what you want to do and who you want to become and where you want to go. So very much same energy here. And then your final one, yay! So the hidden message underneath is the Fool card. And this is a brand new beginning. And it makes so much sense with everything here, because it's the first card in the major arcana. The last card is the World card, which is an ending of old cycles and beginning of new. And here's the new adventure that's free of limitations. It's like a little kid who comes into life. It's like, again, Aries energy is the baby of the zodiac. It's the new, it's fiery. It looks at the world and goes, anything is possible. Look at the adventure. Look at the wonder and the awe of the world. And it just doesn't believe anything is not possible. And it just leaps forward into the journey, and it moves forward here. So I love this energy. It is a time of rebirth, of a coming out. We all have a coming out. It's not all about sexual identity, or anything like that. It's everybody is taught to suppress and dim our light, and at some point we're like, ta-da! I can't take it anymore. I got to be me, and then we express it, and we realize most people don't care. They're just like, all right, you be you, and I'm jealous. I want to do that too, because everyone, has fears of being rejected by our tribe. But at some point, we just don't care anymore, and we realize I'm either going to live because I don't want to just exist anymore. And there's this living and expressing yourself is your true, authentic self, like the Three of Pentacles energy that comes in the tarot. It's about being true to your authentic self without worrying about being punished by people or losing people's approval and support. You're just like, I gotta be me, and I love it for you. And that is what they have for you for this new moon. I'm excited for you, and enjoy your adventure. And as you're going through that, just know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. You hang in there, and you take care.